Welcome back to BreslovCampus. Shalom, everybody. This week's Parshat Bechukotai, an insight based on Rabbi Nachman's teachings, of course, is that everyone who sees this Parsha, as well as Kitavo in the book, the final book of Dvarim, they're always shaky of all these curses. And if you do this, you do that, Hashem will do this type of punishment. There's just tons of punishments in this week's Parsha. And when you read it on the surface level, it's very demoralizing. It's very painful. It says, I'm not standing yet at a level and a standard where I don't deserve these punishments. So that means these punishments, God forbid, are due to me, chas shalom, God forbid to say that. But the way I am, I'm hanging by a hair's breadth and everything is just pure kindness, that nothing has happened to me that bad, God forbid. So most people, when they read these curses, they feel a bit negative. I noticed every year when I'm in shul and they're reading on Shabbat morning this parsha, you can hear everybody's quiet. Everyone's quiet because they're focusing. It's painful. All these curses, they're eye-opening. So it's like there's an extra level of silence because people are just seeing this. Whoa, it's a wake-up call. But Rabbi Nachman, Rav Noson, as usual, they teach us never take things at face value. When the face value message is negative and to push you down and to make you feel depressed and futile. If the message you get from any situation is that of making you feel negative, down and depressed, you should know that that is not the real truth. For example, Rav Noson told his son about learning the Musar book called Reshit Chochmah. And Rav Noson's son, started learning the Reshit Chochmah, but he was telling his father that he was beginning to get depressed because of all the details of all the punishments mentioned in the book Reshit Chochmah. And Rav Noson wrote to his son back like this: the author of the Reshit Chochmah, who by the way is buried in Hebron, I had the merit of being by his holy grave, may his merit protect us. His intent was not at all to bring you down. His intent in telling people about what happens to the body in the grave and the punishment in Gehenna and everything was to get a person to wake up, to come closer to Hashem. And if Rav Noson wrote this, and if you see that it's not doing that and it's making you down and sad and depressed, then learn something else, because that was not the intent of the author of the Reshit Chochmah. Okay? Now, with reading the parsha of Bechukotai, we have a mitzvah, an obligation to read the parsha. There's a mitzvah to learn the parsha of Rashi. So you do come across it in your yearly cycle of learning Chumash and Rashi. It's in your way. You can't avoid it. The thing is that you shouldn't take it for face value. That hidden behind the curses are the greatest blessings. They say that the Baal Tanya, the author, the beginner of the Chabad movement, Rav Shneur Zalman of Liadi, who was a very close friend to Rabbi Nachman. He respected tremendously, and Rabbi Nachman also respected him tremendously. They say that he would specifically take this aliyah. He would be given the aliyah and the shul of the curses, because they say that he understood them as being just blessings. This is the attitude. When you see a curse coming your way, you don't get discouraged. You say, thank you. This is really a blessing in disguise. It's a challenge, an opportunity. If anything comes your way to make you feel negative and down, you misinterpreted. That's not the message. That's why they say, looking at Holocaust videos, if they make you down and depressed, it's not a mitzvah. Yeah, but we have to remember the Holocaust and this. But if it's making you down and depressed, that afterwards you can't serve Hashem properly, it's not a question of you believing or not. You believe. You know the Holocaust happened. You're a believer in Hashem. But if now the videos make you negative, there's no mitzvah in watching them if it makes you so negative and dark and gloomy, whatever. So this is the idea of the parsha. To look at the negative as really being the greatest positive. Bezat Hashem.